This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in partnership with Empire Fight Store. We're in Nottingham. I'm joined by David Diamante. What did you make of that open workout there? This is a hell of a voluntary defence, isn't it?
I mean, the fact that Leigh Wood is called for the boogeyman at 126 pounds, Mauricio El Bronco Lara, it's pretty amazing, to be honest. Like you said, it's the voluntary. You know, he had a list, and he chose Mauricio Lara. You got to take your hats off to him. I mean, both these guys punch holes in walls. They're both very strong punchers. It'd be hard to see this even going the distance.
Well, I just spoke to Eddie moments ago, and we said we love a moan within boxing, don't we? We love a moan. The fights don't happen, and now we have someone like Leigh Wood taking fights like this. I think this is what's got to be congratulated the most, I think.
100%. And it's not, and you know, it's not like Lara has a big name. I mean, he does for boxing fans. He kind of does in the UK after knocking off Warrington and doing what he's done. But I think the casual fans don't know who Mauricio Lara is, but we know who he is. This guy's dangerous, man, and I love the guy. You know, I've known him for quite a while, and we were in the bubble together when he did fight Warrington at Wembley, and he was very, very humble. We got there. I actually got to the bubble early, as did he, because you know, I'm not a Brit. So I had to be quarantined. So I was in the bubble early, as was he. And me and his whole team, we hung out. And he was a lovely guy, and we struck up a friendship. And then he was so elated doing what he did. It was just great. And the same thing with Leigh, though. Like, I've known Leigh for a long time, and I just love the guy and his trajectory, what he's done. It's not been a straight rise to the top. It's been very bumpy, very hard. He's stuck to it. You just can't be happier for a guy than Leigh Wood. He works so hard. It's a great story, and of course the fight last year, and you know, people calling it the fight of the year, the knockout of the year. You know, it was unbelievable. So I'm happy for him too, and there's no way he's going to want to relinquish those belts here in Nottingham.
What was your fight of the year last year? Because mine, I came to Nottingham last year as a fan. This time last year, in fact, I believe the Leigh Wood Michael Conlan fight was. That was my fight of the year last year. What was yours?
You know, I don't like to kind of do these superlatives. I mean, I think I'd have to think about it a little bit, but I think, to be honest, it would either be that or the Katie Taylor Serrano fight. That was not only a great fight, a great event. It was unbelievable. It was a magical night at the Garden. I mean, that's hard to beat, but I mean, this fight was hard to beat. Like, it was unreal. And, you know, obviously I had my injury last year. That was my first fight back in the UK. So after my injury, I went down to Atlanta. I shot the Creed film. I went to San Diego. I did the Chocolatito fight. And then I came here and I did that. So this was my first fight in 2022 in the UK. And then to be treated to that, it was like, yes. Like, I'm so happy I'm back, you know. And it's funny, too, because I saw that fight on the ledger. And when I was injured, I was really upset because I really wanted to be there for that fight and call that fight. And of course, I was injured, but then I was able to come back, and so I was very, very happy. So I think it was either probably one of those two. I mean, there were a lot of great fights last year, but either one of those two probably takes it for me.
You did mention it there. Just a quick question. Everything's okay? Obviously, following the injuries, obviously a long time ago now, but everything's okay now?
It hasn't been that long. It's just a little bit over a year. You know, I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff and a lot of pain. So, you know, I just flew in this morning, so, you know, I'm ready to get back to the hotel. Yeah, I'm feeling it. But yeah, I'd crack on, and we're doing it. A lot of good stuff. Just opened my new bar, and a lot of great things happening. And we got a huge 2023, so much great stuff to come, and the fans are going to be treated to a lot of great fights. I think this definitely being one of them.
Yeah, I won't take too much of your time. Not only a great headline, a great card as well. Dalton Smith back. Obviously, there was still some confusion in which promotional company he was going to go with. He's decided to commit to Matchroom, so a great deal, I'd say, for Dalton and for Eddie and Matchroom.
Oh, I believe so, and I think he's a really fast rising star. Also, you got Gary Cully, who's another really fast rising star, and he's in a really good fight with Flores. Chev Clark, 4-0, 4 knockouts. Junaid Bostan, 4-0, 4 knockouts. You know, Nico Lavar's undefeated, really decorated amateur. A lot of great guys on the card. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys in action. They're really fun, and yeah, I'm really digging a lot of the fights on the card, and especially the fighters.
What I love though, Leigh Wood beats Lara. That Warrington fight. I mentioned earlier on about the football fan base that we had even today for the Nottingham Forest fan base. Leeds United with Warrington. I just really love that, just for the atmosphere, I'd say.
It would be amazing, and I saw that these guys were together the other day on a pitch. They met, they talked about it, and Leigh said, I'm going to take care of your Mexican grudge or whatever. But he's got his hands full, so I think, look, that's mouth-watering. If we could see that fight at the city ground, that'd be amazing. But he's got to get through Mauricio first. It's not going to be an easy task. I think he's got his hands full, so we'll see. Good fight. It's just mouth-watering. For a fight fan like me, again, it's hard to see this being a bad fight.
Just other things within boxing. Last week we had the AJ press conference, him versus Jermaine Franklin. What do you think of that fight? Me personally, I think that's a great fight. Look at how well Jermaine did against Dillian Whyte. I think it's probably the ideal fight now for Joshua.
Look, I think the main thing is we want to get Joshua active, and we want to also get Joshua back in the win column. And, they're eyeing different fights. I mean, I know that Fury and Usyk they're not signed yet. If that fight doesn't get signed, who knows? Maybe AJ Fury happens next. We don't know. This is boxing. The theater of the unexpected. This is boxing. Anything could happen. And look at Andy Ruiz, right? Everyone was poo-pooing that fight. Oh, it's just, people didn't even know who Andy Ruiz was. And look what happened. So Jermaine Franklin, he might not have the top physique. He's a tough fighter, He's a tough fighter. And like you said, we saw that when he fought Dillian Whyte. So, I don't know if it's a great fight. I think it's a good fight. It's a fight I definitely want to see. I want to see AJ back. I want to see AJ fighting. I want to see AJ active. I think Franklin, it was really great watching Franklin fight because, again, he looks he doesn't have that typical, he definitely doesn't have an AJ physique. And he's kind of very mellow, relaxed. He takes these punches, had a hell of a chin, He took some huge shots from Dillian Whyte, huge. And it just seemed to not even affect him. A couple times he seemed to be rocked a little bit, but for the most part, he had a granite chin. He was calm, and then he would come back with his, these violent combinations. I think it could be an action fight.
Katie Taylor as well talks about that fight in Croke Park. It seems that probably won't be the venue now. We see Eddie Hearn linking up with Conor McGregor. Where would you like to see that Katie Taylor-Serrano fight? Would you like it back in New York as an American?
You know what? That's all up to Eddie. To me, I just want to see the fight. Look, would I want to see it in CP? Of course. I
in your bar afterwards?
No, I don't think we want to see that. That's for sure. No, we put too much money into it to be a big scrum going on in the bar. But no, I think that Croke Park would be amazing. Of course, I think the Irish fans deserve it. I think Katie deserves it. She's a national hero, and for her to have a homecoming like that would be unbelievable. But the fact is, no matter what venue it is, if it happens there, it would be amazing. New York again would be amazing. Wherever it is, those girls. They dance very well together, and I think they're two of the best in the world. That fight was epic. Will they be able to recreate the magic? I don't know. But the location, to me, it makes a difference, but I think they could fight in a parking lot, and it would be amazing.
And finally then, it is next week. A lot of people are speaking about it. Jake Paul's Tommy Fury. Just your thoughts on that fight, first of all. It seems that as that fight's getting ever closer, a lot of people are on the side of Jake Paul rather than the actual boxer in Tommy Fury.
Well, I really like this fight, actually. And, I was actually asked to announce this fight, but I'm a Matchroom guy, so I'm not going to do it. But I really like the fight. I'm really excited to see the fight. I just think Jake Paul, I kind of really am a fan of what he does because he brings a lot of eyes. He advocates for fighter pay, and he trains, and he gets in there and he fights. Now, is he the best fighter in the division? Is he the best fighter in the world? No, of course not. But the guy is fighting, okay? And I think people have to give him props. And this whole thing where, he hasn't fought a boxer. First of all, he's been trying to fight boxers. Those fights have fallen through. Now he's finally fighting a boxer. But he's fought fighters, okay? Maybe they're a little bit older. They're still very capable guys. And again, a lot of people say this. A lot of people don't talk about this, but a lot of people do. A lot of guys, when they turn pro, they're fighting a lot of the guys with upside down records anyway, just to kind of get their sea legs. And Jake Paul's just in there doing this. He didn't have an amateur career. So for me, like, why not give the guy credit? I like what he's doing. And you know, Tommy Fury obviously has a very famous last name. And they've both been talking. They both seem to want the fight. I can't wait to watch it. I think this fight's important because it's not, let's get it straight, not important, but it is in a way, because I think this fight transcends the sport because you have MMA fighters watching it, you have casual fans watching it, you have boxing fans watching it, you have Brits watching it, you have Americans watching it. It's going to be on ESPN in America. This fight will be viewed by millions and millions of people. It's an interesting fight. I like it.